Today marks 23 years since a young woman in Dubuque disappeared. KWWL's Tara Knichny sat down with the family of Crystal Arensdorf to talk about their hopes for new information in the case.
Today is when the July 4th holiday changed for Crystal Arensdorf's family forever. Over 2 decades later, her family is still searching for answers.
Think of it as your family, as your loved one. How would you feel if you've had to go this long with not knowing?
On July 3rd, 2001, Crystal finished her shift and waited for her boyfriend to celebrate Independence Day. They argued over the phone, but Crystal still joined her sister Jennifer to watch fireworks in Dubuque. Afterwards, Jennifer and Crystal parted ways, and Jennifer took Crystal's car home to avoid drinking and driving, while Crystal headed to Knickers Saloon on Central Avenue with friends.
They went down to Knickers. And then Crystal stayed with some friends of Mom's that Mom worked with.
As the night progressed, her friends left, and Crystal planned to cross the bridge to East Dubuque with the bartender, where bars stayed open later.
You know, you always knew where she was.
After the bartender got the bar cleaned up, Crystal was nowhere to be found for the cab ride. She was last seen around 2 a.m. on July 4th. Later that morning, her family started to worry.
Her boyfriend called me the next morning to ask where she was, and I'm like, what do you mean? She's with you.
No trace of Crystal has ever been found. Police initiated a missing persons report on July 5th, but no evidence or charges came from the few suspects. 23 years later, no one has come forward with substantial information about her night at Knickers Saloon.
Just please, if you know something, say something.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that let other people suffer.
Crystal would be 43 today. Despite hundreds of tips, her case remains cold, leaving her family without answers.
You know, it's just kind of a feeling that we get from when people talk about Crystal is that, oh yeah, this person knows something, but they won't say something because they're scared.
In June, Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird launched a cold case unit to investigate statewide cold cases.
And when someone is murdered or goes missing, it affects not just their friends and family who miss them forever, but the entire community mourns their loss.
The unit includes 3 full-time investigators and a prosecutor working with local law enforcement. Crystal's family hopes a new investigation and tips will bring an end to their decades-long nightmare.
At least a gravesite to go and mourn. Because I got nothing.
Crystal's family tells me that Knickers Saloon was packed with people that night celebrating the July 4th holiday in 2001, leading them to believe that someone had to have seen her and someone out there knows something.
Give us closure.
Yeah.
Crystal's case is still active with the Dubuque Police Department. A tip, big or small, could lead to a break in the case. If you have a tip, they can be sent to Kurt Rosenthal at the Dubuque Police Department. His email will be on our website at kwwl.com. In Dubuque, Tara Knichny, News 7 KWWL.